And welcome back to Pace Playthroughs presents The Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time. So today, day 2, before we begin here. First, we must break the curse. The Deku Trees ask you to break a curse placed on him by an evil man. Okay, got that. So we gotta break that curse. Our next objective here is to reach the basement. The evil creature sustaining the curse on the Deku Tree is on the lowest floor. So that's we gotta basically what that means is beat the boss of the dungeon here. And then finally, we must speak to Mido. The Deku Tree told you the legend of... well, we'll get to that in a second, but yeah. That'll happen after we finish the Deku Tree. We have 3 challenges for today. Lots of challenges. Nothing too... well, only one is kind of a one try. You only get one try at it. But I think it's not to do anything too specific. We must climb the vine to the 3rd floor without killing any Skulltulas. In the basement, don't use the switch to lower the water. Show off Link's hopping skills. And finally, the first time you hit Goma's eye to stun her, defeat her before she gets up again and runs away. So let's get to it here. We got some things to do. We got some things. We got lots of things. All right. Okay, let's do it. So these Deku Babas are a little more complicated, but they do bring lots of trees. Trees? I'm sorry, sticks. There's one more, I guess. Thankfully, we don't have to worry about getting hurt. It'd be unfortunate if we died, but we're not gonna die. We're not gonna die because we're gonna be practical about this as best we can. I don't remember these things having so much ability or so much damage. Really? How much? There we go. I don't remember them being so strong. Really quick, let's equip our stuff here. That's all we have right at the moment. This is our sticks and our nuts. So climb this ladder here, and we climb the Deku Tree. And we just keep climbing. We keep climbing. We keep climbing. So we get kind of here, and we're like, well, what if we try jumping off? And we jump off into here, and like, nope. Actually, we should see what Navi says. You can see down below this web using that, yeah. And lo and behold, we can definitely see that we need to go down there. And of course, the guide also tells us that we need to go down there too. She explains here how to climb the walls and all that kind of stuff. You know, simple stuff. Nothing to worry about. Grab some more money. Why there's money in the Deku Tree, I have no idea, but so be it. Okay, we also have 3 Skulltulas that we have to take care of too, in this guide. So that's a thing. But we'll get to those when we get to those at the moment. So this is our map. It tells us where the things are, I suppose, in the dungeon. Okay, and then she explains how to open doors. This is a big tutorial dungeon for sure. So for the first time player, you'll enjoy it quite a bit. But for the seasoned player, you might be like, oh my god, please everybody just shut the heck up. I know how to play this game perfectly fine. Okay. So you deflect, or I guess reflect, the seed or the nut that he fires out. And then he gives you a little tip. Gives you a little tip about jumping from too high of a height, and you can actually roll and save yourself. So that's kind of nice. Open the door. You can totally jump on that thing if you want to. Don't have to though. And you can save it for later, which I'm going to do right now. I know there's a big chest right there, and it's really tempting to get that first, but I want to get this chest up here just because I can. Alright, so we then acquire our first item. Our first weapon, really. Oh, I guess besides the sword. First dungeon item. Let's go with that. The slingshot. The fairy slingshot, to be more specific. I like how shiny it is at the end. It's kind of one of the things I liked about this game is that shiny glow that they just have. Okay. Now then. Bring that ladder all the way down. For us to not even bother with because we just use the platform to get across. But, you know, want to be thorough about it. So now that we have the slingshot, we can definitely kind of go to more places. But our challenge does require us to climb this wall here. Without killing these things. That's the biggest thing about this challenge. Now, this is totally possible with just a little bit of patience. All you have to do is just make... When they see you and they turn purple, you want to stop moving. But once they turn away from you, then you can kind of start going again. And get out of their view. And then you're good to go. And that basically solves that challenge. Now, up here is another room with stuff in it. We like stuff. Stuff is good. Okay, so this time I'll go ahead and go to the chest first and foremost and get that. This brings us actually to our final chest that we need to do or get. Big chest, I should say. Big chest. Which gives us the compass. Now we can see where we actually are in the room. We can see what's in a room. And we can see what's to come in a room. Alright, this brings us to our first actual big giant Skulltula. Which actually I should just use a sword for. So they show up, and if you try to hit them on their like scully heads, then it's not a good time. They just bounce off and then you don't do any damage. But when you hit them on their meaty backside, then they die, and it's a good time had by all. Now we still have one more chest we gotta go acquire over there. Which I think is not anything spectacular. Yeah, it's just a recovery heart. But what we do want is our first Skulltula here. So there we go. I'm surprised it allowed me to climb that. So we got 2 more Skulltulas we gotta get done. 2 more. Now then, this comes to... Thankfully they die in one jumping slash. Okay, so this I usually mess this up every time I do this. Let's see if I can do this on the first go. I think I got it. Oh yeah, we got this. Alright. Okay. Okay, so our second Skulltula happens to be right here. Which requires us to just jump to it after we shoot it like that. And then our third Skulltula happens to be right here. Just gotta climb up. And get that. Alright, so that does it for all our Skulltulas. It's all just like happens to be right in a nice little conglomerate. Could always use some more sticks. Sticks are good. And we see a switch right here. This is not the switch that is part of the guide, or part of the challenge. So don't fret by hitting the switch. You have to hit it. Oops, actually, before we do that, I want to open this chest first. Speaking of Skulltulas, so Skulltulas will get kind of explained a little bit down the road here if you've never played this before. But ideally, just go ahead and just kind of start collecting them. I will say there is one Skulltula that we cannot get from this place. Has to be... We have to come back for it later with a different item, unfortunately. Okay, so it gives you more information, which... Okay, so yeah, he teaches you a special code. 23-1. Or 23 is number 1, if you will. 231. That's a good question. I'm curious to see what everybody thinks. Do you guys think he's a traitor or not? I'm curious. Okay, so now we got some Deku Seeds finally. This is just a reload for your slingshot. In order to get into this room, you have to shoot that switch back there. Okay. After you get into the water, if you hold down A, you can dive. I bet there's some interesting things underwater. So this is basically a thing that says, please, for the love of God, just jump into the water and hit that switch down there. Now, we all agreed that we're not going to hit that switch, because that is our second challenge, which is you can definitely jump over that spiky thing with a little bit of patience. Now, you don't have to do this on the first try. You can definitely take as many tries as you want. But definitely gonna... you know, I did this perfectly fine the first time I wrote this challenge in the guide. But I don't always get it on the first go. There we go. It's interesting because I feel like there's a really specific spot that you gotta do it. And that's like, the specific spot's like not really what you would expect. Now, you might also notice, too, that these blocks right here, okay, now he's just going to be like, hey, this is how you do this. Make sure you do it. Yep. Okay. All right. Okay. So those blocks are maybe different depending on your own versions. There's a couple. So I have like a later version of this game, which had some, not even graphical changes necessarily, but just like things are different. Gosh darn it, stupid Deku Baba. Please die. Thank you. Use some help really. Okay, so this puzzle requires us to take a stick out and literally just light these on fire. And done. Puzzle completed. Okay, we now have a maximum of 10 sticks. Looking good so far. Alright. Kill another spider. Now, it's totally up to you how you want to do this, because if you look up here, you'll see things on the ceiling, and they look super gross. Now, you could totally avoid these things, or you could just be like me and recklessly run to the center. These are called Goma Larva. Look out when it gets ready to pounce. Okay, we take, one hit of the sword. That was something. Okay. So now those are out of the way. Don't have to worry about them. Over here is, I guess, another Deku Bob if you want to kill it. We don't really need any more resources, but so be it. And a wall we cannot progress behind because we do not have a specific item, which we'll get later on in the game. But unfortunately, it just does require us to have to walk all the way down here, which actually won't be that difficult to do because the floor that we broke open, which is literally where we're going back to, or the room that we broke open to go down, and it will always stay open like this, and that's literally just right here at the beginning of the dungeon, or when you walk into the dungeon, that hole's just right there. So not too difficult to just kind of have to do. Anyways, we push down this block, push this block, push this block, push this block. Okay. Alright, so what we need to do is we need to light this on fire. And with this block being pushed down here, this gives us permanent access to all of these rooms here in a nice, perfectly good circle, so we can kind of go one way or the other, making it faster for us. But anyways, we light this, and then we roll over this, and that opens itself up for us. So go ahead and jump down. Some hearts in the water. Don't need them because we're all healthy, but we might need them in a second. We might take like a quick hit. Anyways, you want to hit number 2 there, then you want to hit number 3. Eventually, and then the first one. Okay, and then they're like, "How did you know?" Then they decide to give some information. Okay. All right, all right. Okay, in we go. Okay. That's interesting. I didn't even realize that. So that's her right there, literally on the ceiling. I guess if you're not really paying attention because, like, there's technically stuff in the way, you won't even notice her. Okay, so this brings us to our third challenge. What you need to do is you need to... Don't use your sword ever. Just use sticks. That's the best way I did it. You technically really only have... I mean, if you want to reload your file, so be it. I think you have to look up. I'm not actually 100% sure on that, though. Okay. So go ahead and target her eye. Use the slingshot. Oh, I'm going to mess this up. I messed it up. Ugh. I'm targeted. I don't know why I did that. I totally goofed that up. Actually, I think I might reload. I want to take another stab at that. Hold on a second. All right, this is take 2. It was actually a very quick process to get down here, so. Let's try this again. Okay, so immediately she's already ready to drop down because we saved and restarted. There we go. So that's my preferred method of doing that. Does it waste a few sticks? Yeah, so be it. But, like, you know, it's not the end of the world. If you did end up fighting her, like, where she run back up to the wall, it's not too difficult. You literally just you pull your slingshot back out and shoot her eye when she shows her eye again. And then she drops down, then you just, like, whack her with whatever you want. You can use your sword, you can use more sticks, doesn't matter. And that's pretty much it. Get the heart container, head into the blue circle. I will say my method of doing that too isn't the fastest way to do it because you can save, I think, like 1 or 2 more seconds if you use your Kokiri sword after using a stick initially. But I've never been good at differentiating between the 4 different sword attacks, or 3 different sword attacks: the horizontal, the vertical, and the stab, plus the jump. So, you know, it's all a personal preference on how you do that. Anyways, we are back outside with the Deku tree, who is very grateful that, you know, we defeated the curse in a sense, but yeah, he has more to tell. We have to... Actually, I should have said no just for the sake of it. I think you can technically skip that. I'm not 100% sure. So he talks about a wicked man of the desert. Oh yeah, there he is. The man himself. We already defeated 5 of your challenges. What else you got for us, huh? You got nothing, because you are nothing. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. He's nothing. Anyways, then we get a time lesson, history lesson, if you will. Talks about, you know, the 3 colored ladies here of purple, blue, and green. Which actually I think it's red. No, that's purple. That's 100% purple. Maybe like a vague pink. That's a for sure blue. And the other one is a for sure green. Not really sure why they're statues, though. Kind of, like, weird. So that it says that Din was the one that created the grounds and all that kind of stuff. The red earth, if you will. And then Nehru just showed up and was like, "Hey, let's apparently law, but really she created the sky here. And that's what we're seeing right now. Made the world nice and shiny, and then I believe this is pronounced Faeror. Produced life." And then I think they got bored working separately, so they were like, let's just like create a triangle. And we'll create a whole series that just focuses on these triangle. All the triangle. Nothing but triangle. It's not really the best shape, but you know, they tried. They triangled. Ha 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 ha. I apologize. I get carried away sometimes. Yeah. So he's a bad person, and you know he needs to be stopped. So we'll stop him. We'll get to it. Don't worry. We'll take care of it. Just give us some time, man. We'll take care of it. Oh, he's gonna die. So that's not good. I guess we didn't get to the curse in time. It's not. He's too weak of a tree. The Princess of Destiny. I forget she's even called that. Ooh, we get a stone. All right, look at that. What a nice looking stone. It's such an interesting shape, too. Makes you wonder, like, why design it that way? Is there a purpose it's designed that way? Yeah, Navi, you gotta help me. Uh-oh. The text box is moving slower. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh no, leaves are fading. Wow, it's just happening. Well, he's dead. All right. I also enjoy that he's got a mustache. That's cool. What are you doing? We could use that to build a base and harvest it for lumber. Come on. Come on, Link, think about this. So then, this is our last objective. We must talk to Mido. Yeah, don't worry about it. Yes, it is my fault. 100% my fault. Yep. 100% my fault. So, at this point, this goes ahead and finishes the day off. So, whatever you want to do, you are more than welcome to kind of go back through the forest. If you want to talk to everybody, which we can do. It wasn't that something happened to him, it's that something happened to somebody else, so, you know. So everybody's definitely concerned about what's going on. So, yeah, just go ahead and explore around, save whenever you're ready to here in the forest itself. I guess they gave her the same text box again. So be it. I'm actually curious if that's a true statement or not. Like, is that like because like that's just who they are and that they lead this like radius? Like that's just it. Or I'm sorry, really diameter of the circle. This guy doesn't care about anything. He's just still like, yeah, let's work out. Let's do sword stuff. Let's do it. So, all right. And with that, we'll go ahead and save. I also just noticed that the quality behind the save screen actually worsens for a second. Like, it's like a really bad JPEG. But, whatever. It's a save screen, you know? And with that, we're going to go ahead and end today's video. So, I will see you guys in the next video. With that, thanks and goodbye.